What is going on, everybody? It is Vishal here, back for another video, and in today's video we are trying something new. We are going to be ranking every Valorant map that has ever been in the game. The way this tier list works is that we have tiers from S to D. As you know right now, there are 11 Valorant maps in the entire game. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the video. Wallbang thing with Sova is stupid, and that shouldn't necessarily be in the game because you can't really do that on any other map right now. Like, not necessarily on like right off of spawn, because like once you come to B, like right through spawn, you can wallbang them. Doesn't matter how far they are, especially if you have a spam gun like an Ares or an Odin. So a team that has a lead by like 4 or 5 rounds, like I'm thinking more ranked, I'm not thinking competitive, chat. When it comes to like ranked gameplay, I feel like Ascent is kind of like a B or C. Like, it still has really good additions. Like I like the whole mid split where you can go from top mid to cat to B, you can go from top mid to mid, you can go from top mid all the way down and just go straight to B site from your spawn. Like, however you want to do it is great. I personally feel like for ranked Valorant, it's just like the whole spamming meta, like everybody's using it now because of this whole solo spamming meta. So personally, I think I'll put it a B, and honestly it's a low B for me. Yeah. Despise this map. I swear to God, with the creators of this game, with the devs, bro, Abyss, I'm not actually putting it there. Abyss is so shit. Like, I don't know if it's trash per se, but it is one of the shittiest maps because like literally the whole concept of jumping off the map, one, is stupid. Like, it was cool because it was like, oh my god, like people could die by falling off the map. One, that was cool to start with. No longer cool. Nobody gives a fuck. Two, I think that Abyss's mid area, like the mid entrance to the site, is the dumbest thing possible. I think that you shouldn't be able to get shot at from, I don't know how to explain this. Cause with, okay, like if you take Accept for example, if you're defense on mid, you can either get shot from mid or you can get shot from cat, right? The thing with the Abyss is that they're shooting from market side or they're shooting from cat side. So they're like, it's 2 different angles, right? So you can still isolate the fight. If you're top mid, you really can't isolate the fight. There's a corner, but you can get wallbang through that. And the same thing, like on Ascent, it's not like that. Like, you can play off your spawn corner. Like, going into too much detail, I think Abyss is a D. I don't think their sights are that fair either. So I'm gonna put it in D. I just think Abyss has been shit. Bind. Oh my god. Bind is one of my favorite fucking maps, bro. Bind is like, okay, yes, it is defense plays, like, because you can get from A to B site very quickly compared to the opposing team. But even if you're the opposing team, you still have a really good shot. You have so many ways of entering. 1, 2, it's like, it's not an initiator heavy map. Like, you can have one initiator and you can win the game. Like, a lot of these maps, like, people say like, oh, like you should have 2 sendies, oh, you should have 2 smokes. Like, this map, you don't need more than 1 initiator, bro. You just need a Skye or you need a Gecko, in my opinion, or even a Fade, bro. Like, you don't need anything more than that. It's not big enough that you need a Sova. A Fade is perfect on this map, I feel like. Skye is perfect on this map. You see a lot of people using Skye on this map. Gecko is really good on this map too. I think Bind is really good defense wise. I think it's better defense wise than it is offense, but offense still has a really good chance, like still a decent chance at least. I'm personally putting Bind in A. I really like Bind a lot. It's going at A for me. It could get pushed up to S. I don't know if there's really gonna be an S. If it gets to it and I need to put something in S, it'll probably end up being Bind, bro. I really do fucking love Bind. I think this is Pearl, right? So Pearl, like, I started Valorant really late, so Pearl was never really, like, I didn't get to play Pearl often. Like, I think I played it a bit. Pearl is an interesting one, mainly because like I like both sites. I like how one site is, it's a big ass entryway and you can just flood in. But the other thing is, like, I like the addition of art and I like the addition of that small, I guess it's like vent or whatever. Like, I like the mid. I like mid a lot. And I know it's a KJ Senti map. Like, they don't really use Cypher or any other Sentinels. It's really KJ. I'll put Pearl in a B. I like Pearl. Remember, this is a lot more ranked base than it is competitive base. Breeze. Woof. Okay. Breeze is also another tough one because personally, like, I fucking hated Breeze to start this game. Like, I could not. Breeze was such a bipolar map for me. Like, it's either I drop, bro, I remember this 2 games specifically. I dropped the fucking 28 bomb on Phoenix, and the next game I played Yoru for fuck's sakes, I don't know why, bro, and I dropped like 4 kills. Like, I don't know if it was the map, I don't know if it was because I played a different agent, I don't know how to play Yoru that well, but I should not be ending up with 4 kills. And I think it's because like it's a really fucking big map, and so like Sova has played a lot on Breeze, and so I think that I'm not great with the longest range of fights. Fighting top mid where the guys I don't know what the fucking call out is, bro, whatever top mid is, like for defense. And when you're all the way at doors, mid doors, fighting that is a lot harder for me because it's also elevated, plus it's still a decent bit of distance. But I like how on offense you get 2 points to shoot from. You can isolate yourself to fight mid door, or you can fight top mid, right? But the other problem is, like, if you're fighting top mid, you can get shot from whatever site has pillar on it, so you can't isolate that fight no matter what, really. But in my opinion, Breeze can also be like a B, if not an A, because like as much as I hated it to start, like I see where the really good points are. Like a lot of my points are based on mid, but like even A and B, like they have their really good entries themselves. Like Viper and Silver are heavily played characters on this map for what I know, so I'll throw Breeze in a B for now. Sunset, okay, Sunset has very mixed opinions. Sunset is also a pretty good map. I think that like it's like good, but it's also not good. I think it's really defense heavy, of course, to start with. Like you like, first of all, unbreakable trips by Cypher, you have to use a raise nade or you have to use a Sova break. I think like I think that's B site. I'm pretty positive that's B site. Having to use a Sova dart or a Sova shock, a Sova shock and a raise nade to break that thing, and you can't even bait it out with a Sky Dog or a Sky or with a fade prowler because they just get detected, they don't actually break. Like those things, it's like I think that it makes defense like are way too easy. And also like specifically for B, for A even as well, like you can double pinch, bro. Like when I play with my friends, literally like once we're up, like once we have guns, bro, like fuck if you lose the first 2-3 rounds. Once you have guns, bro, especially my rank, like a low rank, bro, all you do is pinch both sides on A entrance and like you don't let them get in. You can fight a 2v2, you can fight a 2v3, and then one guy dies, you pull off and wait for your team. Like you'll have enough time for your team to get on with you, right? To help you retake or to help you keep the site, you know what I mean? But Sunset has its really big ups and downs, right? And mid is also like, I like the addition of tiles and being able to come around a corner and shoot from the other side of tiles. I like being able to shoot into market. Like that's a great addition. I think a lot of the like going from mid to B rush is a lot more common than mid to A, and it ends up working out. I personally think that Sunset is a good map, but it's also still very defense heavy, so I'll throw Sunset in a C. I feel like Sunset's gonna be one of our only C's for whatever reason, but I will throw Sunset in a C. Actually, I could see something else going in a C. This one is Fracture, if I'm not wrong. So Fractures, I also, Pro and Fracture is about the time when they took both those maps out, is about the time when I started playing. I played a bit of it, like I was there for a bit of the time, but I really never got a chance to play it a lot more. So my opinions on Fracture aren't gonna be like heavy. I just think that Fracture is like, I like the idea of being able to go down rope and ending up on the other side of the map and you can attack from another side, but it's a cool concept. I just don't think it was executed correctly with Fracture because you have to stay tower, right? Like if you're gonna fight when someone crosses on the rope to start the round, you have to be tower because the other two people or whoever the other person has to be looking at main. Because if you're defense, you don't know where the fuck they're gonna come from. All you know right now is that there's two areas they can come from. So the fact that you have to keep someone in tower and keep someone in main, and if you want to have a support, you have to have a third person on that site. That's what the problem is. And I guess there's not really a mid on the map, which makes it easier, but like I feel like that doesn't make up for the fact that like you have to have a 3 and 2, and if you don't have a 3-2-1 round, you're basically guaranteed a loss due to numbers. So I know Brim is heavily played on this map because of spacing and his iPad. Clove would probably be as well. I think that Fracture is a C. I won't put it in D because I don't think it's at Abyss's level, but I will put it in C because I think Fracture still has a cool concept. Their sites are fine in my opinion, but the whole crossing and like the whole door thing, how like someone can nudge the door even a bit and just shoot through, like someone could throw a satchel to that fucking mid door, or someone can throw a nade through that mid door and it opens. Like they could shoot through while that nade's going. Like I personally don't think that's cool because like I don't think that's like a really defense heavy point, and so I feel like offense doesn't have a lot of perks in comparison to that other than like going down the rope and stuff. But like that's what I'm saying, it's a C. Split. Okay, fucking I hate Split, but I'm not gonna put it the same as Ascent because I've had good games on Split. I know what the problem of Split is. I think that Split is a good map, but the problem with Split is that it's such a judge heavy map. Because the way I'd explain Split to a beginner that really doesn't know what the map is or is trying to learn it is that you need to, like, this is the one map, if you're ranked and you're playing like a low rank where like you're so used to not checking your corners often because someone's not gonna be hiding there. Like as much as people say like low ranks people are gonna be hiding in corners, they don't really, because they're scared of what could happen and they don't know how to play corners properly. So yes, there is a way to play corners, but my thing is with Split is that it's such a corner heavy map. Like this is the one map I would tell everybody, yo, check your fucking corners, because a kid can be posted up with a judge literally anywhere. I personally think that this map is a judge heavy map, even on B site, even on A site, even on mid. There are too many points where a man can just fucking judge you from, and it pisses me off. But I will tell you that Split is still a good site for offense regardless of defense's judge, because especially on B, like getting down into sight is, in my opinion, not too hard, especially in ranked when you're a fucking Reyna and people get scared of Reyna blinds. You throw 2 Reyna blinds up or you throw 1 Reyna by high and it gets everywhere on the site. People get fucking scared in our rank, so then they'll just deke off and they just won't fucking fight you. So in my opinion, Split can be a B. I'm not gonna say it's the highest B, but I will say it's a B. Icebox, fucking dog shit. Okay, let's just talk about it. It's not as bad as Abyss, so it's not going in deep, but Icebox is like, it came in the game and I was excited. I was like, shit, like they made changes, like Icebox, oh my god, like yo, when it came back to the game I was like, fuck, we get a new map, bro, like thank god. I haven't seen Icebox in a minute. Yeah, no, dog shit. Literally, I've not enjoyed a single day of playing this game or playing this map. I honestly fucking hate this map so much, and every time we play, literally me and my friends will talk about dodging just because we don't want to play this map and ruin our streak, or even if we have a shitty streak, just don't play this map because it's gonna lead to shit. And like, I feel like playing control on Icebox is harder than people think, and when you're not the fucking Viper or you're not the Clove on this map, for whatever reason, motherfuckers don't know how to smoke off. Like, they don't know how to smoke on this map for whatever reason. I thought it was pretty straightforward, but apparently it's not. So I would say Icebox is probably a C. I'm really not gonna go in depth on the sites. I think it's also really defense heavy as well. Flooding into a site isn't as easy as it is on other maps for Icebox. I think there's a lot of defensive points, especially like KJ mollies on like where the plant could be. I know you can do that on any map, but like on other maps you can get away from the KJ molly and still live. On that map, like it's really hard to, because the other places you have to plant are like in the open to the defense team. They can kill you very easily comparison to other maps. So I would say Icebox is a C in my opinion. Yeah, like this order works for me. Okay, Haven came back to the game recently and I really like Haven. I really like it a fuck ton, because 3-site map 1. It's only 3-site map in the game right now, I think. Yeah, it's only 3-site map in the it's only 3-site map in the game. There used to be 2, of course. There was Haven and there was Lotus. Oh, Lotus is in the game. Yeah, Lotus. Oh yeah, Lotus is here. Lotus is in the game. Never mind. Haven and Lotus is an iffy one, but Haven a lot. I really like this a lot. I don't think Haven has a really like misbalance between offense and defense. I don't think it's defense heavy. I don't think it's offense heavy. There's a really good balance in between it. Favorite SKUs on this map are probably like Gecko, Jet, Reyna. Sentinels wise, probably like Cage or Cypher. Smokers, of course, like Omen and shit. But like my personal opinion with Haven is that if there is cons, which it probably is, like there's probably cons that I can't think of, like maybe even Garage could be considered a con, but they need to have Garage because there needs to be an alternative way for offense to get in. But like A has an alternative way, C has an alternative, B doesn't, right? So you have a 5 out of whatever chance. Like, I think it's an A-tier map. Now, does that mean I do really good on this map? No. Honestly, I do pretty mid, I do pretty average on this map, and that's fine with me. And that kind of shows that it's a good map, because if I'm doing excessively well on this map, yes, it's favorited to me and I enjoy it, but that doesn't mean it's a good map in general. It just means that like something's balanced. Having Haven being balanced and me doing mid or average and having some good games, some bad games, some mid games, like there's good balance, and I think Haven's an A for that reason. Not my favorite to bind, but you know. Last map, Lotus. Oof. Okay, Lotus had good changes. So if anybody doesn't know, Lotus was a fucking attack heavy map, like so attack heavy that it was, you could come back from 2 to 10, you could come back from 1 to 11 so easily. 3 and 9 comebacks on Lotus were probably the highest success rates, right? It was so attack heavy, bro. Like you could get into that site so easily, but they made defensive changes in the last, like I think it was like 2-3 months. Like B site now has a second corner so that you can hold angles from. Like there's a whole other, not half, but like a quarter of a site, you could say, not even a quarter, like an eighth of a site, but like you could go off to the side, right? The C site, they extended the area so that defense has more of an opportunity to fight. I personally think that Lotus, they made good changes, and even I'm sorry, on A, they made a slight change on every map. On A, there's now that area where you can hide behind the box now, so you don't have to just be standing there in the open. Like you have something to use, even if it's wall bangable, it's still usable, and people have to clear it now, so that wastes time for attackers. So they made it more defense heavy. They made it not even defense heavy. They made it a little bit more defense, but it's still on the attacker side, not by a lot per se, but a decent margin. So I'm gonna put Lotus in C. I think this is pretty accurate, and if I was to throw one in S from A, if we just want one S by the end of the day, it would be bind. I really don't think there's an S tier map in the game right now. I just don't really see an S tier map in this game, because there's nothing that stood out to me as perfect. There's nothing that stood out to me like it has one mistake. Like most of these maps have a decent bit of flaws. Even Bind and Haven still have like 3, 4, 5 flaws. Like the other ones have a lot, but like Bind and Haven have like 2, 3, you know, whatever flaws. So it's still an A, and there's nothing really an S tier. There's nothing really trash. If anything, Abyss can go to trash if we want to appeal an audience. But if you guys enjoyed that video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know down below if you guys enjoy tier listing content like this. Other than that, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace.